Why hello everyone, my name's Andrew, or Draskon in video games, and today I'm bringing you a game of Halo Wars. This is a well, not really old, but it's a pretty old match that I did promise I would upload a long time ago. I didn't, for which I am sorry. I just had a lot of stuff to do. I had exams coming up, I had work and all that stuff, and I had to have a social life, but not doing any of that today, so video time, hooray! But I did decide to upload this, so I thought I'd go back and give this video a re-commentate because it was kind of old and, not outdated, but I felt that I was kind of boring then compared to how amazing and charismatic I am now. I just thought I could make a better job of doing a voiceover for it, so here we are. I believe this game was against 3 people playing Captain Cutter. Me and Palle were playing random as always, and we're playing with Gaystoff, the other guy that sometimes uploads on this channel, and he's pretty shit at this game, got to admit. I think he was, I think he got arbiter, I got cutter, and Palle got forge. I think that's how it worked. Yeah, that's right. And we did have a great quote that Palle said in this game, which was, "Alright Andrew, you're gonna have to win this game yourself because Gaystoff's shit and I'm only gonna build cyclopses." And that's kinda what happened. He only built cyclopses, Gaystoff's a bit shit. And I did pretty good. Not gonna spoil the ending, but I mean I'm not gonna upload a game that I lose. God, it was boring to watch. I always get my ass kicked. Amazing, I never lose anyway, so that's fine. They did actually start dropping into our, well, I don't think it was my base, it was Palle's base right here. Because they must have sent a warthog up there to get sight, and as soon as they were all forged, they sent in a couple of waves of ODST. No, sorry, not ODST, not that far in. Sent in a couple of waves of marines and pelicans, which can be kind of annoying. Got to admit, we were taken by surprise because we don't like to fight early game. I especially don't. Because Halo Wars isn't very micro-intensive compared to a lot of RTS games. I see it more for cool big battles, and because it's Halo, it's the battles are even cooler because we know all the units from the first-person shooter series. So it makes it all the better. They did start lifting these marines into our base. Luckily, I had a couple of Spartans and just started building flamers. I believe Gaystoff had the arbiter, but he sucks ass, so it didn't get over here for ages, which is brilliant. And Palle had jack shit because he doesn't build jack shit. And I believe that they sent in like separate waves. Like the blue guy came in first, and then the orange guy sent in a wave of ODST, or God, not ODST, Marines. And if they came in at the same time, they could have done quite a bit more damage than they actually did. I think they killed a couple of supply depots, and then a couple of my flamers that I built just to counter them. And that's about it. We dealt with that. Not very much problem. No, not much trouble at all. If they did come together though, and the green guy built some as well, or maybe went and got a couple of warthogs, or even just teched quick for tanks, that could have taken us by surprise. Because if he went for tanks, I think that would have been the best shot. Not wait for any upgrades, and just go quickly to tanks. Because I'd only have flamers, and if he could keep them away from my Spartans, he'd be able to do, quite a lot of damage. He might be able to end one of us right there, or do heavy economic damage. But anyway, we held that off pretty good. Looks like I'm looking to expand to the left-hand side. Gaystoff looks like he's expanding to the right-hand side. And I'm pretty sure that's Palle bleeping everything because he wants us to take the shield doors and he wants a lot of bases to himself. But as soon as I'm the one with the most unit presence on the map right now, I decide that I get the bases if I want them. Since they're all cutter, yeah, they are all cutter. That means that they have ODST, or they're going to have ODST. I mean, even though they probably won't all get it, seeing as it's kind of predictable, it's obvious that at least 1 or 2 of them are going to get it because you can't not use your super unit. You're just not going to win without it, especially not in a 3v3. Looks like I have been tacking to ODST. I'm getting them about I don't know what time it is in game. There's no timer on my screen. I can't, it's all sped up. I can't tell. But I am securing the shield doors, which I find is really useful on this map because it allows you to tell when any ground units are coming to attack you, and it allows you to spot air units pretty easily as well. It just blocks them off. It gives you a lot of time, and your infantry when they're in the sniper towers or the shield doors, whatever you want to call them, they're a lot more powerful. They can take a lot of punishment then, so it gives you advanced warning time to set up defenses. The one way you can get around the shield doors though without being spotted is if you take the teleporter at the back of your base and you end up just outside their triangular bases on the low ground. you can do that. Oh, I'm sorry, I just grazed my mic with my hand. That might have made a rather not good sound. Yes, as you can see, I English good. No, that might have been annoying, I'm sorry about that. But you can take that teleporter and you get near the triangle of their bases, and then you can, I think when you're the prophet, you can fire your laser up onto the high ground. So if they have an unshielded base or a vulnerable building at the back, you can take advantage of that. Which can be really frustrating, because you don't have the flying upgrade to do it, so it can be done pretty early on by the prophet. Looks like I'm just still securing the shield doors, and I believe that we let Palle have 2 bases, like 2 extra bases along with his 3rd one, because he has the 2 vulnerable ones, and he was going to be building Cyclopses, so he needs the bases for production. Basically he'll bitch if he doesn't get as many bases as he wants, so you know, we kinda have to let him have them. I was fine so far with 2 anyway. As you can see here, I'm sending 1 set of flamers I had to the back of this guy's base. Now I can ODST drop in. One thing I will tell you to do with your ODST is when you finally research them, wait for them all to load up into the into the drop pods. Like if you look at the thing at the start, it'll be like 1, 2, 3, loading up like that, and it's really slow. And if you drop them, then it will still load up at that slow pace. If you wait for them to get to 10 first, and then start dropping them at any amounts you want, then they'll load back into the drop pods at a much faster pace, so you can use them much more quickly. As you can see here, they did sort of decimate me with a Mac Blast because I stacked them all on top of each other, which you should really look out for. It's not a good thing. Because I have so much, I've got 2 bases, so I can pretty much keep dropping, not 10-10, but I should be able to, keep dropping these as much as I want to kill off as many buildings until they bring over some units to counterattack me. So as you can see, they got ODST of their own now, and I think that's Marines on the right. I'm not sure if it is ODST. And they even put in a disruption bomb to stop me dropping, but I mean look, I'm dropping just outside the radius of the disruption bomb, so that was a waste of 450 resources and disruption bomb some other point. I mean, they do have 3 disruption bombs in total, so it's not too much of a waste. I mean, that's 450 resources he doesn't have anymore. Looks like I'm still trying to drop in here because I really want that double reactor, because on the UNSC bases, the base structure is the base in the center. It's got an integrity level displayed by the little white bars at the top, and the more buildings on the base, the stronger it is. So, if you destroy the outside buildings, the center will be weaker. So if you do, I'm sorry, the buildings around the outside, the weakest buildings are production facilities, like the barracks, the vehicle depot, and the air pad. The field armory isn't a production facility, but that as well, and the supply pads. They're all pretty weak, so you can take those out real quick. But if you can take out a reactor, especially a double reactor, that'll take a lot longer. But if you do get it, it's much better because it's high risk, because you might not get it, you might get killed before them, but high rewards if you kill it. That means that they might not be able to build the tech units they're wanting to build. They might not be able to search those upgrades they want. And they have to rebuild it, which is 500 resources, then 1,200, which is 1,700 resources, which can be a lot, especially if someone's only got 1 base. But I do believe I got that. I just kept dropping ODST till I get it, and it looks like I'm setting up an assault with my flamers, my ODST, and my tanks. Spartan Scorpion tanks, I always get 3 of those when I'm UNSC. There's no reason not to. They're great against everything on the ground, and I mean my ODST are going to cover me from the air. The tanks are going to help me thin out their ODST with canister round, and my flamers are going to kill off their ODST. There's Palle's Cyclops is going in for the wrestle on those Spartans, but he kind of forgot about the Mac cannon as well. Watch this. Oh, that sounds so different on the PC. I just knocked my mic again. I'm sorry about that. As you can see, I'm some sort of professional. Not really. I'm sorry if that made a rather annoying sound. But yeah, he's getting those healed up, and they can heal each other because they're having a little hug. So cute, like teddy bears. I'm engaging this guy's ODST here. I'm not in the greatest position because my flamers aren't all at the front, but I'm getting them up there at the front. I don't think I flash bombed as well as I could here. Let's have a look. Yeah, they're dropping ODST right into my ranks of units, and I've got 4 supply deficits. I've got the guys in the shield doors, which I don't really need anymore. I could take them out. I just wanted to be wary of any counterattacks that are coming through. Here comes the Mac cannon. I managed to thin out their numbers a bit with my quad Mac, which is pretty useful, but they're still dropping all over me. And I mean, I'm fighting on my own here, because those Cyclopses over there aren't doing anything. Even if they do come into the battle, I think they will, they're not going to do very much. Yeah, here they come now to help wrestle these Marines. They do the pretty cool wrestling moves. If you watch a Cyclops, when it kills a Marine or, you know, some sort of infantry squad, they'll do stuff like choke slams and suplexes to kill them. So I don't think they do a suplex, they definitely do a choke slam. And they do something else. But that's pretty cool. The Spartans do it as well, but it's not as dramatic, because they're not in huge robot suits. I think Christoph's actually pushed up on the right hand side, and he's captured a base down there, and he's making what I like to call a Fortress of Solitude, which is a base with all shield generators and just turrets all over it. Oh wow, they brought in some Hornets here. They're going to work on those Cyclopses. Fortunately, the Hornets were a really shit choice, seeing as the main composition of my army is ODST, and ODST wreck Hornets. Because even without the missile strikes, you know, they kill them good, pa. But yeah, they're just not going to be able to take on my units. He makes the Cyclops retreat though, because Palle is scared and he didn't want to heal my tanks from them for some reason, I can't remember why. Looks like they put down another disruption bomb to stop the ODST drops, but I mean, why? I can just drop outside of it and run into the thing. It's just a waste. Unless you can, you know, I just save it for using against the arbiter. I do retreat here with my flamers and my tanks because I don't want them to get killed. I kind of want to save them for fighting the ODST, and I'm just going to use my ODST to take out the Hornets. I really should have attacked with those now, but I'm watching this back. You know, I should have sent them up there to their bottom left-hand base in their base triangle, and I could have, you know, probably done some damage taking it out. But instead, I retreated with them, and you know, started bringing over more units, decided to heal them up. Then they're sending more ODST at me, and they're not attacking at the same time with the Hornets. I mean, if they're, you know, they need to take out my army, but what they should really do is drop a few ODST like they have now, all Mac blast. Then they should send in all their units, and they would be able to overwhelm me just with the, you know, sheer numbers, because there's 3 of them. But Christoph was harassed a bit with his arbiter after long deliberation. Is that right? Well, after me telling him a lot to do it, and he being all slow at RTS games. I'm engaging more ODST here. I think my flamers are actually running out, but still I can just, you know, keep dropping ODST. I've got my tanks there as well, which give me a real advantage. But I do have to worry about those Hornets. I'm sure one of my teammates will help out at some point, right? I'm just trying to look where we are in this video. There's still quite a bit to go. There's still amazing battle scenes left, I think. I mean, it's really just ODST versus ODST. Come to think of it, I should have probably threw blah 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 blah. I'm bad at words sometimes, I'm sorry. I should have threw a few more tanks into the mix, because, you know, that would have helped out with killing off the ODST, because the canister round's great for when they're clumped up like they are now. It does area of effect damage, and it's great at taking them out. But it looks like here my army is just going to get wiped out, because my tanks got focused down, and then, you know, my Spartans were vulnerable. They're not going to do too much when they're not in the tanks. And then my, you know, I could keep dropping ODST. I think what I'm doing now is I realize I'm losing this battle. You know, my teammates aren't going to be able to reinforce me. So I'll leave my flamers around there. My Spartans, I just run around here with my ODST and try to do as much damage to his buildings as possible. Because as you can see, I instantly rocket down a production facility, which is, you know, pretty good. It stops him from building any tanks. And then, I don't know if I get these double reactors, I can go for the high risk, high reward again. This one already looked injured, so no reason not to go for it. I've got my ODST drops in, rockets away. Rockets are actually pretty good against buildings, look at that. And then the second volley of rockets from the guys that are already in. Double reactor gone, looks like he cancelled his base. Must have just given up at that point. Did he cancel his base? Looks like he just sold a bunch of his buildings. I think he might have sold a bunch of his buildings to be giving money to his allies, you know, in the hope that they can build something to hold me off. I mean, Palle's still not attacking yet, he's, you know, still just got his Cyclops, he's not done anything. Christoph, I think he's built a Fortress of Solitude on the right hand flank there, but he's not, I haven't seen him push into the base with any units yet. I've just been doing this all on my lonesome. I'm surprised I didn't get overwhelmed by ODST. I think it's just the fact that I had the flamers and the tanks that were just holding them off. My ODST were good at, you know, taking out the Hornets. I have, as you've probably noticed, I've sped up a lot of this video just so it's not 48 minutes long, because I live in rural Scotland and it takes a long ass time to upload videos. It takes like 3-4 hours for a 10-minute video. So I mean, I try to keep my videos as short as possible, because when I'm uploading it means I can't play any live games on my Xbox. I can't play live game. I can't do anything on my PC really. You know, I can't play live or offline games very well. So I try to do it when I'm out of the house, but I've been in a lot since it's been the holidays and I've not had too much to do because I've not been working. And I've not been to the gym in a while because I'm fat. But I'm starting to go back, so I'm gonna get all muscly again. Not really. A little bit, but not really, but a little bit. Anyway, let's talk about video games, something you actually care about. Looks like I've managed to remaster my tanks. I've got some flamers in there again because, I mean, aside from that one guy building hornets, I have enough ODST to deal with that. And then, you know, flamers and tanks are great at taking out the ODST on the ground, and my ODST can help with those as well. So I'm engaging this guy's base here with my flamers and my tanks. I don't know if it's the brightest idea without my ODST there, since he's got these turrets and they're kind of ripping through my flamers, but it's doing alright. I have finally been overwhelmed by ODST that were just against my ODST, because after my tanks and flamers were taken out, I just didn't have any, you know, the ODST are basically the cannon fodder, or the harassment units, the cannon fodder of my army. And once my, you know, units that were there for the damage, the DPS units, once they were taken out, and my, you know, I was just getting overwhelmed because there was nothing to deal the damage to their ODST. I've got my flamers set up in front of his base there to burn anything that came out instantly, so if he brought out any, you know, infantry or that, they get taken out real quick. Right here they're engaging all at once with ODST and with hornets, and my ODST aren't anywhere to be seen right now. So I'm trying to keep my tanks to destroying all their ODST with their canister round, try to keep them out of harm's way until they can use their canister round because it's so effective. And I'm trying to get as many of them stunned with my ODST as possible. At least I should be, I don't know if I am. Because you just have to sort of select your ODST individually. Or I think you can select them as one group and then just click through with your Y ability as many ODST squads as possible and stun them all. Because that's really effective, because then your flamers can get up really close and roast and toast them. Because when the flamers can get close, they finally die. Looks like Gaystoff finally attacked, though he didn't have a fortress assault, did he? Had supply depots on it. Como. Didn't build the shields, god. But he does have a scarab and hunters for some god knows what reason. So the enemy team has built ODST and hornets. So his response is to build hunters. I said he wasn't very good at this game, and you know, you can sort of tell that. But anyway, they're just getting overwhelmed now, even though it's, you know, hunters. I mean, them along with the scarabs just going to overwhelm that base down there, and I have enough units here. I can just keep dropping the ODST to reinforce. I mean, this guy's going to go out. There's nothing you can do about it now. So I've still got my support units. The blue guys try to stream an ODST to stop me. I mean, those hornets are still dealing damage, but you know, I've just got so much more supplies than them. I can just keep reinforcing my units. They're, you know, not going to have as much production as me because their money's going to be lower because they don't have as many bases. I even think that third base I got down near them, I've got a barracks on to reinforce my flamers quicker, which is something you should always do, especially if you're looking like you're going to win, get a base near them. You can throw some turrets on it if you're worried about it getting attacked, and you can use it to reinforce real fast. You don't need to do it if you're using ODST, I mean, I only ever drop those, but if you want to reinforce real fast with something like tanks or, you know, flamers or even, you know, air units, you can get them from your nearby base. They do have still have a pretty big group of ODST, and my ODST are away at the back of his base to take out, you know, his valuable buildings, so if you can't produce anything or, you know, how many drops available, taking out his tax. But after doing that, my forces were kind of vulnerable to his ODST because they were just my DPS units down there and didn't have any cannon fodder. So they were getting taken out, but luckily Gaystoff's scarab and hunters came to save the day. So now the scarab's taking a big pounding, but my units are, you know, free to shoot them again. Actually, I think that scarab might die. Pity we can't go and look at it. It'd be nice to have some sort of special spectator mode, like a theater mode or something. But anywho, this isn't StarCraft or Halo 3. They doesn't have theater mode. God. Looks like this game has been a win for us. Palle did jack shit, Gaystoff attacked at the end, and I'm amazing and won the game all by myself. Thanks guys. Cue applause.
All units. Hell jumpers, standing down. I'm on it. Your team is victorious.